If I can start with a little bit of an official introduction. Hello, welcome to Work in Holidays, a corporate Christmas, where we will be discussing company greeting cards, holiday work parties, and out of office replies. As people join, I encourage you to introduce yourselves in the chat, and you can select a fun filter if you like. I've chosen these beautiful twinkle lights. I'm I'm your host, Ashley Matthäus. I'm head of the German American business community at the Carl-Schurz-Haus. For those of you who don't know, the Carl-Schurz-Haus is one of 12 German American institutes in the Verbund Deutsch-Amerikanischen Zentren, or VDAS, which is the Association of German American Institutes. The Carl-Schurz-Haus is located in Freiburg, Germany, and is supported in part by its members. We offer a diverse cultural program, English language courses for all ages, and we also have a vibrant all-English library. Our main goal is to facilitate a transatlantic discourse across all areas, ranging from literature to politics to business. And the German American Business Community, or GABC, provides events centered around transatlantic business relations, professional development, and also networking. So now I would like to briefly introduce my lovely panelist here this evening. I'm going to go clockwise according to my screen. We have Kirsten Hänle, who is a certified humor trainer and humor coach, who worked for several years in sales and marketing for international companies. She's also lived and worked for 10 years abroad in the US as well as the Netherlands, and currently resides with her family in Freiburg, Germany. Kirsten was actually on our lunch break with GABC, episode 9. That was last year, I think. And she will be hosting a workshop at the Carl-Schurz-Haus this coming spring on humor as a coping strategy in business. We'll have more information on that coming out soon enough. Then we have Esther Earbin Sandlin, sorry. She's a lawyer at Ice Miller LLP in Indianapolis, Indiana. Esther actually worked in Germany for about 5 years with the University of Freiburg, as well as the University of Tübingen and the Max Planck Institute. She's spoken at several Carl-Schurz-Haus events over the years, including her lecture on Remaining Silent, Race, Crime, and U.S. Politics 2020, and as well as a GABC talk on IP and data protection regulations in the US and Germany. I don't know if you remember those, Esther, but it was a while back. And last but certainly not certainly not least, we have Indranil Mitra, PhD, who is the R&D team lead for Roche in Munich. And he went from being an analyst for Roche in New Jersey to a research associate for Indiana University to a Humboldt postdoc research fellow in bioengineering, which brought him to the Freiburg area. He now resides with his family in Bavaria and recently published his first project at Roche Diagnostics on a method to determine glycated hemoglobin. Did I say it right?
Okay. Perfectly. Yeah, for diabetes testing. Yep.
Excellent. Also with us is my assistant, Elsa, who's going to drop some useful links into the chat. We're going to upload these links to the YouTube recording later. So we're going to record this talk to publish it on our YouTube page at a later date. However, it's just going to be focused on our panel. So for those participating tonight, you're welcome to leave your camera on, stay on mute for while we're beginning here together. And yeah, you're welcome to show your faces. I won't be recording you. I'm just recording the spotlighted videos here. Please feel free to post any questions or thoughts that you have in the chat, and we'll do our best to answer them. I think what we're going to do is first start kind of in the round here. I have some questions lined up that can get a discussion going. And since looks like we're a nice cozy group tonight anyways, we can also open it up for Christiana and Christine to join in the conversation if they like. But we'll kick things off with just thinking about the winter holidays in general, whether it be Christmas or Hanukkah or other that you celebrate during the winter season. How are they approached? First of all, maybe Kirsten, you're a coach, and so how do you go about them with your clientele?
Me? Did you ask me? No, you asked in the round, right? Yeah.
Yeah, first for you, if you want to take it away.
Well, actually, at the moment, I'm still just working, and but what I have a project on LinkedIn and I am creating an advents calendar. So I have, you might want to check it out. So I have the third little door today, where we're actually also talking about Christmas celebrations, about company celebrations. And so every day I try to give people an idea how they could really lighten up the Christmas days. So just a little thing to make them feel better, because those days are sometimes pretty stressful, especially for families, and to prepare everything and to bake the cookies and to decorate everything and to fill the advents calendars. And yeah, so, and yeah, I'm preparing my Christmas cards, but yeah.
I think the Advent calendar approach is something that's quite popular here in Germany. Indranil, are you guys doing anything like that for your either within the company or as part of client outreach or maybe B2B?
Mm, not part of the company, but we have Melissa got me an advents calendar for our house. Yeah, but yeah, that's a good idea. We should probably do more within the company. It's it's a crazy time right now because it's you know, end of the year, so the bonuses are linked to milestones that usually come at the end of the year, so everybody's pretty like, you know, just under stress trying to get things done. So, but yeah, we should probably bring some focus back on the Christmas stuff.
Mm.
Probably be helpful with the stress.
I think that's a good point, though. This is the time of year where people are trying to finish up projects, there are financial deadlines, end of year booking and things. And then on top of it, you have perhaps even the added stress of the Christmas season or the winter holidays. I don't know, Esther, what is it like in the US right now?
About the same, but we have a lot of Christmas decorations and anticipation starting right after the Thanksgiving holiday. And so, because Christmas is just a big commercial holiday as well, you'll see Christmas stuff as early as November. And so with the companies, it is another time with my firm, it's another time for client engagement. So we tend to receive emails early on to prepare ourselves for company Christmas cards. So gathering our client contacts or just thinking about company contacts that we might want to send company Christmas cards to. So that way, after the Thanksgiving holiday, business development or marketing can really start pushing out those cards. And so I think that is a nice touch. But this is the pattern that I've seen in most U.S. law firms in getting in the holiday spirit. And then also the invitations. One of the things that's really big are just Christmas parties. And so something that might be a little bit unique to the US and possibly even the law firm world is that law firms send out their Christmas party invitations. Some law firms send out Christmas party invitations to other lawyers and other professionals in the community, and not just their clients. So Christmas parties to do networking in the community. So I know I've already received one or two Christmas cards from other law firms, even though I work with
nice.
a particular law firm. So Christmas parties they're a big time for connecting in the community,
Okay.
the professional community.
Interesting.
Would you say that
So
then a lot of beneficial or I guess fruitful connections then are made through these Christmas parties and Christmas greetings?
Yeah, I think it's another good point of marketing. So and it kind of reminds me of a little bit of like a high school or in secondary school where whoever has the best party is the talk of the town. So you have some places really putting effort into being great hosts for other people in the Christmas community because then you make an impression on other professionals in the community by just being good hosts. And so I thought it was really fascinating how certain law firms will open it up to other people. So it's not only just for their employees to connect, but for their employees to connect with other people, which could be a great strategy business wise. Wow.
Mhm. Big networking community then, right?
And then thinking about dollars, one of the things that I know that, the budget and the economy could be tight for certain companies. And so, celebrating Christmas could be a little bit restrictive if you're only focusing on your staff. But if you open it up to potential clients and potential professional connections, then you can put it in the development budget and expand the experience.
Mhm.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that sounds really nice. May I ask roughly, like, what are the size of these parties? How many people are in attendance?
Well, I have not been to too many. I just hear the talk of them. Our company tends to have an internal Christmas party. The two law firms that I've worked for so far have smaller internal Christmas parties. But the Christmas parties that I've heard of in the city can be pretty large, hundreds of people. And then you think about how parties actually happen. In the US or anywhere, you have people kind of rotating through. So you might have plenty of drinks and have limited food because, some people might come early, some people might come later. So you can have the capacity to have a lot of people without dedicating a lot of resources, other than alcohol. Honestly, the Christmas and ironically, the Christmas spirit, spirits and liquor
Yes. Yeah.
are pretty
Nice song.
pretty
Right.
popular. So as long as you have, a lot of, good alcohol or the good drinks, I don't think the food really matters so much.
I love that double meaning of the
Yeah.
Christmas spirit. Oh,
It keeps the good times going,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
in
Well,
German, yes,
no, go
Ashley?
ahead, Kirsten.
In Germany, it used to be a little bit like this. We just went out for dinner and we had lots of drinks, and anybody was very, very merry when they went home. So this was the main purpose also, but I think things really have changed. People have become more creative and they use this now really for for give a booster for communication, for a good company spirit. And of course, I don't have my own Christmas party because I'm on my own and self-deployed. But my husband, for example, in his company, they were so a little bit bored about the Christmas party, and nobody didn't want to come anymore. So people found an excuse why they can't come, and it was very disappointing. So they actually founded a Christmas project teams with young employees who are really still very eager and creative and have lots of ideas. And I've seen his the agenda for the party. It's so nice. Yeah, it's so much fun. They have so many really interesting agenda points in there. And he said it's, let's say, 95% of the company employees, they really attend that event, which is really nice. It's now such a big happening, the biggest happening, and it's really there to get them closer, to have fun together. Of course, they drink too, yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. But they have a lot of activities there too.
I think that's a good idea, putting the onus of the Christmas party then on the employees, because it gets them more involved, but it also in a way then assures that they're going to be enjoying themselves too, because they're organizing something that they would want to then attend, as opposed to maybe like the C-level thinking about, okay, what do our employees want to have? Yeah. I have noticed that myself that I feel like the Christmas party structure in Germany is uh, a little bit more rigid. There's always a program of something that happens. Whereas I feel like in the US, it's maybe a little bit more casual. So there might be entertainment and so, but there's not necessarily this first we do this and then we do this all together, all as a group. It's more so maybe stations are set up at a party where you can go here and
Yes.
have drinks. You
Yeah.
can go here and have a quiet conversation. You can go here and dance with the music. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
which
And
isn't
sometimes they also
necessarily a bad
organize,
thing. Oh no,
yeah,
go
because some
ahead.
people, they really need to be occupied. Yeah, you have people who maybe not so social and they don't know what to do. Maybe you don't have that in the States so much, but in Germany that happens, and your country. But so it's good for them to have something to do, and it gives people also who are maybe a little bit more introvert the opportunity to gather and to have a reason to meet, to talk, and to have a theme.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Well, this, when it comes to these holiday Christmas parties, it tends to favor those who are more social. So those who are not so social don't have so much of an incentive to show up. And then if you are social, but you don't really know a lot of people, it can be kind of difficult to find a way into different conversations, drinking and talking and dancing. And there's something to this having an activity or some sort of station or project to get people also getting to know each other in a way, and getting them to interact, to even meet someone new if possible.
Yeah. I usually I'm a very introverted person. And I usually show up to parties and kind of just latch onto a few people that I already know and try to hang out with them for the entire night. But actually it's funny. I think you mentioned it before, Esther, with the post-pandemic budget cuts. What I've noticed in my company is that yeah, I think you also mentioned this, because they're having a harder and harder time getting money for parties. It's like they usually have a workshop. We do something. It's some sort of, I don't know, leadership workshop or some strategy, something, and then after the first couple of hours, then the party starts. Which I think annoys most people, including myself, because if it's a party, I don't want to do work.
Yeah.
Um, have you all experienced similar party situations, or?
You mean a Christmas workshop or
Yeah,
leadership?
I mean, just generally, we usually have a Christmas event, we usually have a summer event, and then one other party. And hopefully they'll leave the Christmas party alone just for relaxing. But I feel like two out of the three bigger parties that we usually have in the year, now it starts with a 2-hour workshop, and then we can relax. I was just
No,
wondering if your companies have the same kind of policies after the COVID pandemic.
no, that's interesting. Seen that. I have not seen that so much, the combination of workshops. I've just seen just the effects of a decreased budget, meaning that the parties tend to happen at the same location with the same food every year, every instance. So like maybe the holiday party is at the same place as the summer celebration. And I've been in two companies now that really like one specific location. So it's just like, this place must give really good deals to law firms. I'm in two different
Yeah.
companies now, and they tend to really have parties here at this place, and the food. And so, that those are just effects of the budget, but I don't think we've yet seen the work Christmas party combo. Now, what they might do for different celebrations is tack on a celebration at the end of the workday.
Mm.
So instead of having it at a different location, put it in like a common room or something with some decoration and some drinks to save money.
Mhm.
Mm.
I think that's a really important issue that comes up though is the budget. And so this time of year within work and also outside of the working world too, you have just this spending that's coming in because it's Christmas time, it's gift giving time, it's recognizing these
Mm.
people and showing that you care. And also you need to show your employees, you need to show your clientele. And so there's a lot of money that then ends up going out and that goes towards these parties that uh, hopefully are for morale boosting, maybe also are great networking opportunities, like you mentioned, Esther, with how they're trying to shift the focus of them and inviting people from outside the company too. But I think it's a serious consideration. And kind of on that note, then I'd like to ask what are your policies or thoughts on physical gifts for employees and or clientele, as well as cards. Are you doing actual greeting cards, hand signed, putting them in the mail, or are you sending Christmas emails? What what where are you at with that?
I'm really bad with sending cards, but I think it is important. As I mentioned, my company does send out Christmas cards, and most companies do, I think, as a standard for their customer lists. Um, but I do miss seeing, and I have to be better about this too, just the gifts and the tokens of appreciation for clients that are really loyal, or even me, I think about colleagues because in law firm structure, as with many types of firms, when you are kind of at the starting out stage, it's important for you to have relationships with your with the different supervisors or project managers. And so that way you stay on top of people's minds. And so you might see that also as a gift giving, either through um, a handwritten card or a computer generated card, but you might see a bottle of wine here or a basket there. Um, I have seen and experienced this now where employees will give each other and their team small gifts to show their appreciation, which is in a smaller level than just the company. So the team will take it themselves um, to give a small gift instead of a card or something like that.
For me, it's really a tradition to write cards, handwritten cards, and for me, it's also, and I have the ritual that I take pictures every year, and because I'm a humor coach, of course, it has to be something funny. So every year it gets harder to make really creative pictures, and it's hard because I need the challenge to find a person who takes a picture of me, and I need the time, and I also need to be in a creative mood, and then there has to be a bright sunny day. So yesterday my daughter and I, we took the chance and went outside because it was a beautiful day here in Freiburg. And then we make a little photo session, and that's so much fun. That's for me also really a start, a little bit for myself to get into the Christmas mood. And yes, I send it handwritten also on the envelope, and I have made the experience that people appreciate it a lot nowadays, where you most of the times just get emails, and it's so precious to get a handwritten letter, right? It's so precious. Not just a card where you have maybe a few words or a wish, but handwriting and something personal, what you really enjoyed within the collaboration. So that's the thing I really love to do. I don't give gifts yet, but maybe I will do this starting from next year. But just little things you can maybe send in a letter. Just a little Aufmerksamkeit.
Yeah, I can jump in. Yeah, I also think it's pretty important at this time of the year to kind of reflect on the year and give little gifts. Personalized gifts are, I think, much more relevant, meaningful than just, I don't know, kind of generic gifts. So I do give kind of personalized gifts to my team. I time it very strategically with the end of year check-in and the performance reviews, which with the budget cuts, we can't give that many bonuses anymore, right? Fewer percent of people can get those high performance bonuses, and I feel like even if so it's a meaningful way to say, like, you did a really good job. It was really nice to, everything you did is really meaningful, and try to detach it from maybe what the company is giving financially. So I usually do that I do it for all of my team members, and I usually pick kind of 1, 2, 3 of my peers that I've worked really closely with over the year, and try to do something like that. I think it's a nice thing to do.
I think in that sense, when you also have kind of a shorter list of people that you're contacting, it also makes it even more special, right? Because you are recognizing them for the work that they do, for the connection that you have with them. And so I think in turn, it's then even of course, they're typically well received, but I think even more so in that sense, as opposed to just everybody that we know is getting the same card with the printed on signatures and everything, and out it goes. But when you have something like that you're able to personalize, and also when they know, for example, within the company that we've had these budget cuts and it's just not going to be happening for me or for our team, but when you're able to show them appreciation in some other way, I think then that's something that's quite beneficial, I think, for the morale, and also
Actually, I started to switch to beginning of the new year cards. So I don't write holiday cards anymore, because my experience is, I know it myself, when I get so many cards before Christmas, sometimes I only read them after Christmas, when I have a little bit, when I'm relaxing, and then I take the cards and read them slowly. So I send it in the first week of January. And when the people start to work again, usually here in Germany, everybody is on vacation during holiday time. And then when they come back, everybody is relaxed, and then they appreciate it much more to receive a card, and they have more time. They slowly start again. So this is what I did. It doesn't puts me not so much under pressure. I can, think about what I really want to write also during the vacation. And it just de-stresses me a little bit.
So I think that's smart to send the New Year's greeting then. Yeah. I also, as a receiver of such greetings, I also really appreciate that, where it's not just heading up until Christmas time and then nothing, but it's kind of a slow trickle that comes through, because there are some people that send the New Year's greetings then, which I do quite appreciate. Yeah. But you brought up a good point, Kirsten, also about how in Germany in particular, during the holiday time, a lot of people are just gone. And I have a lot of friends in the US who work for banks or for credit card companies, and whenever they need to contact their companies either in England or in Switzerland or also in Germany, they say just, I don't get a response for a whole 2 weeks. What happens in the country?
Yeah.
Where is
Yeah.
everybody?
Yes. Yes.
And so
I
is
really
that
enjoy
also,
that a lot because it's summer. Yeah. No, you go on. Sorry.
yeah. Oh, I just wanted
Ashley,
to
you
ask
go
is
on.
I as an American who has lived in Germany for quite some time now, I've been here since 2010.
Mhm.
I very much appreciate and have adapted this. Okay, I am on vacation, and that means that I am on vacation. I will not be checking my mails. I will not be answering my phone. 2 weeks, I am gone. When I am back, I will help you with
Mhm.
whatever it is that you need. Um,
Mhm.
I don't necessarily do that for my colleagues at work because if they need my help, I might like peek and send them a message. But for external use, then I put on that automatic reply and I stick to it. But I wanted to know your thoughts as well because we also have so Esther was in Germany, now working in the States again. Indranil, you've been working in Germany for a while now yourself. What are your thoughts on this vacation kind of dead zone that happens?
Well, it definitely gets slower. We don't really have a dead zone anymore, or I don't know if we've ever had a dead zone. Just depending on your practice. If you work a lot with courts, the courts are often closed during the holidays, so it can be a little quieter. So you're may not expect a lot of new cases. Some attorneys may not expect a lot of new cases because the courts are pretty quiet on the corporate end, because I do a little corporate law, you have a lot of deals that are closing in the fourth quarter and trying to close before the end of the year. So you can have a pretty busy time, but then January and February can be pretty quiet. So there's a slowing period, but it definitely does not stop.
Esther, how was it for you to work in the US, work in Germany, and then go back to the US? I'm very curious because I came to Germany directly after my PhD, so I don't really know what it's like to work in the US. I'm really curious.
Yeah, it's much different speed. I've never worked as a lawyer in Germany, so I'm not sure if this is the case for German lawyers. But I can imagine it's probably the case for lawyers in general. It is just busy. But then also in the US, there's a difference in the amount of vacation time you might get. In Germany, I was accustomed to getting like 40 days of vacation for a year, or 30 to 40 day vacations for a year. You only get really 20 days in many places or less. And then in between, you work a lot of hours, just a lot of hours. I went from working, between 40 and 50, ebb and flow, with doctoral work to like working 40 plus, 40 to 60 to 80 hours a week. And so, it's everything so fast. It's so fast moving, high stakes. Things are high stakes, and so it is a much different lifestyle. But unfortunately, that's why a lot of people don't stay very long in these areas because they do burn out fairly quickly.
Mhm.
The hope is that more people are taking advantage of the holiday season to wind down when things are slow. There's a culture of pushing people to take some time to, unplug, wind down. I've seen a number of people on LinkedIn, for example, in my network saying that they're disconnecting from social media after Thanksgiving during the holidays. So for example, even if they can't work, given, the timing of, things that happen in society, if you can at least disconnect from social media, that might quiet the noise a little bit. And as work is slowing down, you can focus a little bit more on family for the holidays.
Yeah, in Germany, it feels really like a winter sleep around the holiday times. But it depends. So families are usually all off. So they're pausing, and people, young people, I remember when I was younger, it was always a good time for me also to work, because I didn't want to spend all my vacation days because I only had 30. And so because it's also a good time to work in the office because nobody's there, so can really get ready your stuff, clean your desk, do the files and everything. So it was a good time to work. And because there were only a few people there, it was very relaxed then. So as soon as I had my own family, I wanted to stay home, of course. And they stay at home, and they're on winter break. No, it's Christmas break, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's similar for me. So I think there's some kind of stress at the end of the year, and also at the start of the year it's stressful because you're trying to wrap things up at the end of the year, and you're trying to plan, at least the first half of the year when you start back up. But in between there, I do find there's a lot of respect, I mean, for, people not working at all. I mean, 2 weeks, pretty much it's accepted that no one or very few people will touch their emails. And it's nice to have that. So I have a 2.5-year-old kid, and before becoming a father, I was pushing pretty hard. Even living in Germany, I just felt like I don't know, I still have that American mentality, I guess. But it's really nice that I mean, kids get sick a lot, you have to adjust things. They have to start at kindergarten, whatever is going on. It's nice that there's a lot of understanding for that. Yeah. I think I can imagine in the US it would be more difficult with small children.
Actually, my current firm is one of the few places I've seen that's very open to that. I really admire my colleagues who, we have the ability to work from home and work from different locations. And I have colleagues that, I might be in a meeting and I might hear a little girl in the background or a little boy in the background. It's just like the leaders of the firm are still very active and involved in their families and prioritize their families as well. And the firm does give them that flexibility. So even if the work is very demanding, there is an understanding, and I actively see a balance, and that's something that's very it's very good to see, and that's something that also is not expected in a field like law. So I hope that more law firms are doing that and seeing their employees, and especially their leaders, that flexibility, because that really is something that the employees that work with them or underneath them can see and appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hope that trend continues. Yeah. Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's good to see the leaders doing something, by example, because otherwise you feel like you need to push more if you see your boss like not having any work-life balance, and it's really good.
Sure. So I think maybe
it's also a generation thing, I think, right? So hopefully.
Yeah. Progress, right? one step at a time. Yeah. I think it's great to see the changes that are happening. I think now might be a good point to also open it up. I don't know if Christiana or if Christine or even Elsa, if you have any questions or thoughts on work and holidays, and if you'd like to share anything, you're welcome to unmute yourselves and share.
Hi.
Hi,
Sorry, I'm
Christiana.
just kind of on my. Hi.
Hi.
I was just soaking it in.
Hello.
Thank you so much to everybody, and enjoying it. So yeah, I had one thought about Canva when it came to connecting with people through the Christmas season or holiday season. I I don't do much social media right now just because I've been in teaching so much again. But I enjoy Canva, the tool, the app where you can create stuff. And I really enjoy that because it has nice templates and nice designs, and it makes it really easy if you want to personalize something and to post either on social media or just anywhere. So that was one thing I was thinking. And also the whole thought about I loved what you talked about, the whole networking. You can pick up with people again and reconnect, and it's a season of connecting and being purposeful about it, and really kind of taking time to think like I have one coaching friend. We do peer coaching like with each other, and I just placed an order for her from a Freiburg company. They do vegan spreads like the Hakuna Matata, and just sending her a package because I've been really grateful for her this past year. And so just being a little purposeful, or like we had this late summer, we have a fig tree in the garden, and we had so many figs, so we made just little glasses of jam. And so I will just give them as little gifts. And so I think we can also just see what comes along, what fits, and every year could be different about it, and just the little personal things. So yeah, those are just little thoughts. But thank you so much for the input. I was just enjoying sitting here and like smiling when you're talking about the booze and yeah.
I think you bring up a really good point, Christiana. I have a colleague who has has an aunt of his bake homemade cookies, and he brings those into the office and puts them in the employee lounge break room, and people look forward to that every year.
Mm-hmm.
And the cookies don't last very long, so they're very delicious. And just having those little special touches available during the holidays are
Yeah, we are bringing in the human element somehow, I mean, not that we don't do it all year long, but like, it just gives a little chance. And like my partner, he loves cooking. So at his company party, he cooks like a big pot of soup or something like that for everybody, like goulash and some vegetarian thing. And they just love it, and so it's like, stuff like that. It's great. Yeah.
It's interesting because that really is nice. It's back to the roots, and it's just those, sometimes it's the simple things and not, in the world of digitalization. I have the impression that people really like simple things again, and like homemade things again, and handwriting, and just basics again, because it gives us a warm feeling.
Yeah, I think you're right. We seem to have come, it's cyclical, right? Where even though we have all of this technology at our fingertips, also, right now we're all online discussing these wonderful holiday traditions and in the workplace. And it's something where it's great to be able to utilize the technology you have, but also the knowledge that you have and the skill set that you have to actually physically even create something. And yeah.
Yeah.
And Kirsten, I wanted to also add to your point about sending cards out for the new year. One of the reasons I think that is such a great idea is because in the US, there's much more of an awareness that everyone does not celebrate the same holidays around Christmas.
Yes, that's how it,
So being that, we are more connected globally and culturally, taking it outside of the holiday and focusing more on the new year or the winter time adds for that additional level of connection with our clients and colleagues.
I learned this actually in the US because I used to send happy Christmas cards, but that doesn't work forever, you know. And my neighbors were Jews, the others came from another continent. And I really learned this to be more neutral sometimes. Even that doesn't, I mean, I love that Christian celebration, but, and I think those people were easier about it than I probably thought of, because they were friends, but I just didn't want to make a mistake. So either I wrote happy holidays and now it's just, this is also good because it's a new beginning for everyone.
Yeah, everyone can share in a new beginning.
Yeah.
Does anybody have an interesting out of office reply that they use? I know for me, mine's fairly boring. It's in German and in English, and it just says when I'm going to be returning. But I do know it's becoming quite trendy now for people to put in kind of fun out of office replies for when they're on vacation or when, maybe they're away for the holidays, or maybe it's for parental leave or so. And some people even create videos or GIFs so that the email reply, as opposed to just receiving an email, you receive a little fun video showing you what they could be doing or what they are doing. And do you have anything like that that's going on, or have you dabbled in these things?
I would love to do that if I were in more of, I guess, in a consulting role or did not work for a company. I feel like those things are such a great opportunity to engage in Kirsten. I'd love to hear your perspective on those type of things, especially bringing some lightheartedness to the aspect of work. And sometimes it feels like you can't do those type of things. I would love to, have a little creative out of office message. I actually, when you sent me this event, I did a little internet searching for top creative out of office messaging, and it just seems like if you do have more of a creative background or creative work, you can say things like out on the slopes, talk to me in the new year, or imagine me on the slopes. I'm really at home just watching Netflix, but anyway, I'm not answering my work emails. So, I'd love to hear, some good ideas as well for bringing some humor and creativity to that.
So Esther, I did just the same because that really made, wow, this is really a thing you can easily change, right? The out of office message. And then I haven't thought about it so much. And then I also found a sweet one, and I'm really actually trying this one now because as self-employed, I will, of course, still check my emails here and there because I love my work. Yeah, because this humor coaching is my passion and it's my mindset, and I walk around with seeing all those things, and so I can't really not do anything. But I found this really sweet thing. It says, I've written it down. Thank you very much for your email. I am out of office from December 24 to January 6. And then, should your email exceed 140 characters, your message will be automatically deleted. Please be creative. Happy holidays.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So it means I'm looking into it, but I don't want too much of it, right? So I want to try this.
I did see,
because I need to be a little bit cheeky, of course, in my job, right? If I would be a mindful coach, or then it'll be a mindfulness coach, it'll be different. Then probably it'll have to sound differently, but mine can be humorous, funny, and cheeky.
I think that's
I
amazing.
did see someone in the tech sector or in the innovation field recently go on vacation, and their out of office message had the standard "I'm out of office." But if you're interested in this particular innovation, or if you have some good ideas, let's connect after I get back. And then they put in a link. And I can imagine you could have an out of office email, but if the new client or something that wants to connect, you can have a link to your calendar to have them kind of set up a meeting for when you get back if you were in that business. But having this kind of selling point, even like passive selling, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's marketing, right? Yes.
It's another touch point, and I never really thought about that until now. So
And maybe, we can think about, depending on in which sector we are working, you could maybe do one which is really with language from law, with law background, very, the language like this.
yes, well, one of the things I was thinking, so just in the area of my practice, data security and privacy, one of the tips that we always give to clients and just people in general is that holidays are a great time for bad actors to set up phishing scams or something like that. So, I'm thinking an out of office mail could be, happy holidays, watch out for something, watch out for any Nike R dot OCM or something like that, because oftentimes you'll get an email and the email won't be quite right, and that's a phishing scam. So some sort of message to protect yourselves for the holidays, quite good, and another level of engagement.
Or then, PS, if you had problems with phishing during the holidays, we are ready to help you again in January.
Exactly. If you were hacked over the holidays, give us a call on January 1st.
Yes.
Or January 2nd.
To do the loop again somehow.
Pretty funny. I just heard of a colleague who got an email from like our, I don't know, 2-3 levels above, and she thought it was scam, because she's like, no way is this person emailing me directly. So she forwarded it, or she labeled it as scam, and then she had to go through some kind of training like, hey, you shouldn't ignore emails from important people. So it can go the other way, I guess. This is the first time I've heard about it, but
yeah. No, I think that's funny. That's a good possibility. If you get a message from the head of the company, it really could be the message from the head of the company.
Yeah, it's true. Huh? Well, I encourage you all to test something new out maybe this holiday season with your automatic replies, or even your email signatures, to see what's out there, see what fits for you, what could work for you. I think on that note, if there aren't any burning questions from anyone, we might bring this up to a nice little close, because I think we're at a nice stopping point right here. I would mention to save the date if you are in town in Freiburg. January 15th is going to be our business intelligence lunchtime networking mixer. And that is going to be with Novo Factum, one of our GABC members. More information will be put on our website as well as in our newsletter. So to stay informed on upcoming GABC events, I encourage you to sign up for our newsletter. And you can also see other GABC event and member updates on our LinkedIn showcase page. If you miss an event, be sure to check out our YouTube page for recordings, which is where I will upload this later on. And for anyone looking to improve their English skills, we also offer business English courses and one-on-one lessons, both online and in person. And if you like what we do and want to broaden your network while supporting your local German American Institute, I encourage you to like, share, donate, or become a member with us. As a nonprofit organization, the Carl-Schurz-Haus relies on the support of our local and virtual community members. So if you aren't a member yet and are interested in becoming one, please visit our website, or you can also just send me an email at the GABC address. Thanks so much to Esther, Indranil, and Kirsten, as well as to our participants tonight. It's been fun. I hope to see you all again, either online or in person at our next Carl-Schurz-Haus event. And I wish you all happy holidays. Enjoy the winter. I hope it's not too stressful. And yeah, I hope to also write to all of you when you're on vacation and receive some fun replies.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you,
Thanks a lot,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you,
Nice
Ashley.
meeting you all.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for
Bye.
joining us.